Day one, what'd you think?
Yeah, it wasn't too hot, so that was good. It wasn't too humid, so I'm happy about that.
Hey, Derek, DA said that it's sort of like learning a new language for you. What's that process sort of been like so far?
Yeah, I mean it's a new system, new words, a lot of similarities to things that I grew up on and that I believe in, and so it's still a learning curve, but it's not as big of a curve as it could be in a different system or a different offense. And so me today was just trying to have clear communication, getting in and out of the huddle, doing all the little things right, and so there's been a lot of hard work on doing that, but it's just day one. We got more work to do, but it was a good start.
Derek, I saw Jameis kind of in your ear a little bit too throughout the day. How much has he helped you with that learning curve process?
James has been great. He's super encouraging. He's a great teammate. If you make a throw, good decision, good throw. He's an amazing person, amazing teammate to have, and he's been great. Hey, during the week, what do we do here? And answering all the questions that of course that I would have and all that. So he's been fantastic. And like I said, great teammate, great person.
Derek, can you tell us a little bit about what it was like to be out there with Foster again, especially after everything that he's been going through?
Yes, but it was amazing. There was no learning curve on how to throw him a football. I know how he gets out of breaks and things like that, but I think I don't want to undersell what that man just walked through. That's pretty scary news and a pretty scary thing to go through, and for him to be out there already. I'm not getting to his business, but it's pretty miraculous. I know he's thankful. We were praying for him. He called us, pretty early when he found out, and he's asked my wife and I to pray for him, and obviously we do because we're family. And I'm just happy that he's out there and doing something that he loves to do. And the fact that we get to play together is pretty cool too.
What is your history in each offense you've been in? Has it been West Coast every time, or has it ever been numbers, or has it?
The only time I did numbers was on a draft visit with the Vikings, and so I've steered clear of that, but mostly West Coast. Yeah, I pretty much pro style systems, the 3-step, 5-step, 7-step, the certain concepts that are within that system, the quick game, the shots, that are within that system, similar reads, but it's all the same drawing, but just different words. We're saying some words where I was like, well, that for 9 years meant that to me. So I'm battling through that and walking through that, but it's not, comparing other systems that I've had to learn and things like that. This is very similar to what I'm used to.
And I know you talked about it a little bit. That night you guys went to dinner, and you spent a lot of time talking to B. Carmichael, Ronald Curry, and stuff. I mean, was it finishing each other's sentences? I mean, was it a clear, we're seeing the same big picture here?
Yeah, 100%. And that was a big part of, if I'm honest, why made the decision to come here. I want to, when I hit day one, it's going to be day one, and it's going to be early install and those kind of things. But I didn't want it to feel like day one. I wanted to feel like, hey, we just got these new plays in, let's go. And, so making mic calls and the way that we make the mic calls and the way we make checks and the way we do certain things. And, I'm used to that family of offense, I'll say it that way, but it's just, different words mean different things, and just grinding through those little, things. Like the first time I got out there, I'm standing in the huddle. I'm just standing there and I'm waiting for the play to get called in my headset, and Pete was like, hey, come on, come get the play from me. I was like, oh yeah. So I did that a couple of times to him where I stood and I'm like, call it, yeah, I'm ready. And I was like, oh, he wants to tell it to me face to face. And so I'm working through some of the things that I'm used to, right? Just like they're trying to help me, speed up on some of those stuff too.
How big is this time of year in terms of building chemistry with new receivers and everything else like that?
Oh, that's what it's about, giving guys chances, make plays. You saw Olave, I had to move like in the thing, but I still throw it. Let's see if, see what happens, and he goes up, makes a great catch. And, that's what you want to see. Jake made a great one to the young buck, on the sideline. Like that's the kind of stuff that you want to see. Giving Juwan a chance down the seam. You want to test out. This is the time to test it, and see, how guys break and, all those different things, how they see certain coverages. I'm really just asking a lot of questions. I'm asking a lot of questions from the coaches because I want to speak the same language they're speaking. I never want me to say something that's separate from them because that creates division. Not that it would here, but I always I'm just in the belief that if we're all saying the same thing, we all believe the same way, better things can happen. And so, I'm really just asking a lot of questions. Hey, and I sit next to Pete, hey, do we want him to release? No, we want that. Okay, I see it the same way, that kind of stuff. Before I just come out, hey, release like this. And they're like, no, all that stuff. So we're working through all that, but this is an important time for me to, get in a huddle and get used to throwing to someone in a gold helmet, I did last year one time, but hopefully not too many more times.
Does Olave remind you of anybody at this point?
He's very fast, very sudden. I don't like putting comparisons out there because then, me personally, it's like, no, he has to be this, and I know you guys won't do that, but I just don't want to put that on him. But he's also Chris Olave. He wants to be himself, and maybe there's certain guys that are very similarities that I see in the route running and in the burst and all those kind of things. But the one thing I will say about him is he loves to work. He loves to work. He keeps his, he keeps his head down, doesn't say much until it's time. But today I was like, hey, I'm coming to you on this. I need you to win. And he's like, how much time do I have? I said, I don't care, just win. Because certain coverages they were playing, and he went up there, won, got the ball, and we're just building on that. And so watching him run it's been a treat. Him and Rashid can fly. But not only can they fly, they can run routes and they can play football, and so it's fun for me to watch.
Derek, what's the quarterback room like? How far do you go back to Jake as well?
Yeah, the quarterback room's been great. Everybody's super helpful. We are trying to win a championship. We are trying to win games, and I try to express that as much as I can in that room. It's quarterback's a weird position because only one guy plays. In the other rooms, a lot of guys play. At certain times, and so. But it's a team sport. You can't do it by yourself. There's something that Jameis has in his experience where he's seen something that he's going to be like, dude, he's going to see something in the game. He's going to be like, or during the week, he's like, dude, this is going to help us. Boom. And like, yeah, I didn't see that. Thank you. I've never seen that. Or, you just learn from each other and you just grow and you push and you compete and all that stuff. And Jake, I've given my phone number out to almost every Fresno State quarterback, said, whatever you need, man, I want you to break all the records. Like, I want you to be better, and I'm here to help and he, I'll say consistently reached out, and he consistently would always reach out when he was there. And for years, we'd get together. He came down to Bakersfield when I was down in Bakersfield. We worked and, helped him just teaching him things. Maybe he already knew him, maybe some things he didn't. And I just talk and, let him learn that way. But he's a great player. He's going to be awesome. He's going to have a great career. And I'm excited because I get to help him, not only, beforehand, but now I get to help him like on my team, and so it's fun for me.
When you're at the line of scrimmage, just when you are reading the defense, making those checks, setting protections, can you just walk us through your process of like what you're seeing and what your process is?
I don't want to give too many secrets away. No, but every play is different. There's certain things that there's certain plays that you like versus certain looks, and there's certain plays that you don't. And sometimes you save the team by getting us out of a bad play. You don't want to go from a good play to a good play. That's just a waste of time and a waste of breath. But sometimes there's bad plays, and that it's not a bad play if it was a different look, but they gave you a look, and it's uphill battle. And so you try and get into certain things. And so I have different things on. It's a big question. I could give a dissertation for the next 12 hours. Teaching different checks and things like that. But for me, I always want to just put us in a good play. And we'll grow to that. Right now I'm learning how to say our words and get out of the huddle and get the snap and, complete a pass, and hand the ball off to the right guy, and all those things. There's a lot of work to go, but, eventually down the road as we keep building and get comfortable, those checks and the things and all that kind of stuff, the more I can put on my shoulders, I think the more that I can help the team, with my mind, before I even have to make a decision with my arm.
Some teams, the center's involved in like the protection aspect of that. Like, what's the advantage for you as a quarterback? Why do you like the control of that aspect?
Yeah, because the way I was taught is, if you're in control, you know where your problems are, and you do all that studying, all that preparation just to break the huddle and let someone else make the decision. I've always felt that if I like to be in control of the game, and I like to make those points and I'm not right every time, but if I'm not right, at least I know where my answer's at, right? And with these defenses, it's so complicated sometimes that, you're not going to be 100%. But if I'm not 100%, where's my answer? And so that's how I was trained, and that's how I grew up in the certain system, in this kind of protection system. And so that's also watching your big brother get sacked a million times, makes you want to be in control of things too.
I have a couple more things on Foster. A lot of us know him from covering him in college and even in high school, but not in the NFL. And I was wondering, one, could you kind of describe what he was like as a teammate, maybe the influence that he had on the offense or in the meeting rooms, locker room? And then second, just him being from here, and you knowing him well, does that how has he affected your transition to being a New Orleanian?
Yeah, well, he gave me some great ideas on where to live. We picked one of the areas that he told me about. He gave me some better answers about food than Chipotle. He's helped me a lot, grow and learn. And as a teammate, he's a glue guy. He's one of those guys. I told our guys before he signed him, when all that was going down, I was like, guys, he's going to be great in the locker room. He's going to take his time. He's going to prove to his teammates, and earn their respect. But when he does, I promise he's going to be there every day. He's the same guy every single day. I think a lot of us, that's all we can ask from people, is that you just be consistent. It's hard to do, but he's very consistent. It's almost scary how consistent he is. I'm like, dude, are you ever upset? But he tries to be that guy for the team, and you see why he wore the special jersey number at LSU. You see why his teammates loved him there. You see why his teammates, loved him, even from high school. I met his high school tight end coach at the Pelicans game. He's like, I love Foster. And he just goes off, and I'm like, that's the Foster I still know, And, it's been a crazy journey for him, seeing everything that he's went through, but for him to be back home. I know if there was a team in Fresno or Bakersfield, which there won't be, but if there was, I could imagine what that would feel like to play in front of all your friends and all your family and all your teachers and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be special for him, but he's a great teammate. He's a great friend. Even more than just teammate, he's a great friend. He's always been there for me for a lot of things, and he's a guy that you just want to have on your football team. And the fact that we got him is a blessing for us.
Again, what have been your early impressions of the city of New Orleans?
City, everybody's so nice. Everybody's so friendly. I've unpacking a lot of boxes. A lot of people coming in and out of the house and helping with certain things that I don't have the skills to do, and all those things. And I just sit there and just chop it up with everybody. They're like, "Wait, are you David?" "No, Derek." "Yeah, you're Derek." "Yeah." "No, yeah, I'm Derek." He's like, "Wow, welcome to the city." And we'll sit there and talk for 5 minutes. I love people, and so just everybody's been so friendly. That's until I, throw an incompletion, but everybody's so nice right now. But it's been a lot of fun. The food is amazing. I wish I could pronounce all the names of where I've eaten, but I'm learning. But it's been good. Everywhere we go, everybody's so nice to our children, and we'll go out and people are like, "How old are your kids?" And me and my wife, we're in California so long. It's like everyone lives in their own little bubble out there. Whereas here, it's like, oh, we're all family, and that's what I'm used to. Growing up in Houston, that's what I was used to, and so it's been cool because it's just a family dynamic that you don't really get everywhere. And so I think the people in New Orleans have something special with how close they are and how friendly and how nice. I mean, we got people bringing us ice cream sandwiches for the kids, and I'm like, all right, that's enough, like cookies and all this. But it's special because you don't get that in every city in the in the United States.
Yeah, talk about. I know you've been in the building a while now, but have the last few months maybe validated, not that you needed it, but validated your decision to come here and like turn the page in your football life? Is that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you get going with. You talk to Pete Carmichael for 5 minutes, you fall in love with the guy. You talk to RC and you learn and you fall in love with him. DJ, the teammates, all these things. I've known DA obviously for 10 years, and you just get around it and you're like, man, this is what I believe in. This is what I wanted to be a part of. This organization, the family dynamic, the togetherness that they build every single day that you see from the top down. That's special. And that just doesn't happen overnight. That's years of work. And so, the foundation and the culture is already laid. I just got to come in and be me, and I've just been a fly on the wall. being encouraging and being a leader and doing those things when I need to be and saying something when I need to say something. But I've honestly just enjoyed my time just getting to be me again. And, I think being in this building has been it's rejuvenated me. It's been a breath of fresh air for me. I never wanted to leave, Las Vegas, never wanted to. But life had different circumstances. But when I walked in this building after the last couple of months, I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm here. I miss my friends, obviously miss my teammates, but, I just got to get used to these new colors. I'm not going to lie, walking out to practice was a little different, but, I'll get used to it real soon.
Derek, was there anything in particular about the install today that had such a heavy dose of the tight ends, Jawan, Foster, and Lucas Crowley? You were hitting a lot of them, or something you like that the offense presents?
I just think I'm just so used to throwing to Darren Waller that they're just used to getting the ball. I think, a lot of it has to do, we might have said the same thing about receivers, if they played different coverages, we had different things that, you know what I'm saying? But I think when you look at our tight end room, very versatile, very athletic. They can block, they can pass block, they can catch, they can run. And so you see, ways in the system to get them the ball versus certain coverages, and they executed today. And so it's fun. It's going to be fun to watch those guys grow and help, grow with them. But I think we keep working. I think more of those kind of plays can happen for those guys.
And with someone like Jawan, who kind of had a breakout year last year, do you watch a tape reel of him, see what he can do, what he can? Have you do your homework on each guy you're going to be working with, or what are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of the guys, I don't know if I did with everybody, but as I've been watching the last few seasons, even going back to when Drew was here, I've been watching year after year, and just learning, watching these guys run routes and watching these guys break and catch balls, and I've been sending them clips of things like, do this on this route, please do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. I've been super positive. I haven't sent any that I was like, hey, don't do this. Haven't done that yet. I'm trying to build some chemistry, but I think there's some things where you watch the film and you're like, you guys see it. You guys have seen it more than I have, where you're like, wow, he's special talent, and hopefully we can get it all to come together for everybody, because if everyone just does their job at the highest level, we have a good, talented group that hopefully we can score some points.
Breeze of 2006 was really good, but then, 9, 10, 11, he, just kept ascending. Do you think you have a lot of ascension left in your career as to what you can do?
Well, I'll say I won't ever compare myself to Drew. He's a walking Hall of Famer, but I believe that I came here, I downplay a lot of things, but I came here for one reason and one reason alone, that's to win. And I believe that, I can do that. I believe that in myself. I believe in my teammates. I believe in this organization that they can help me do that, because I can't do it by myself. No one can. And so I think that I can add value. I think they add value to me, and I think that there's things here where they're helping me be a better football player, and they're pushing me, and they're doing certain things that I'm comfortable with, and that I've succeeded at for 9 years. Hey man, you're really good at these things. Let's do those things. And this is something that we like. Let's see if you're good at it. Let's see if it fits you. And I always feel that I can be better, because I work to be better every day. So I hope to be better, at least until my body gives out. Until I can't throw it anymore. I'll always be on the mindset of chasing that perfection, knowing that I'm probably never going to get there. But I'll chase it for sure every day, hoping and believing that, there's more, I should say there's better days, for me.
How long do you think it'll take for you to get used to the new language and kind of break the mental muscle memory of what things used to mean?
Yeah, I think just during OTAs it should happen pretty naturally. Today just calling plays and, spitting them out, boom, 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 and, doing those things, that's where it's just going to, wash out the other stuff. And just getting into the meetings, you have the meetings before, you got the practice, you got the walkthrough, you got the meetings after, you got, going back and studying afterwards when you get home and all those things. And so for me, just getting into that world, it's one thing to see it on a screen and read it on a page, but you got to go do it. And so I've been walking around my house. My little daughter knows our, snap count. She's been saying it back to me because I've been yelling it through the house as I'm calling plays and doing things. So it's been pretty funny. But I think that as we, grow through these practices, these OTAs, it's a good time for me to just grow into that, so that when I hit camp, I'm like, all right, now let's just go win. I'm trying to win, but I'm also trying to learn at the same time right now. But hopefully through these OTAs, it'll just become natural.
action kind of guy?
Big time. Yeah, I got to do it. Yep.
Have you guys reviewed Jake's photo shoot from the rookie premiere?
Yes, we have. Yes. Why, yes, we have. I didn't take that class at Fresno State. I mean, I got some funny commercials, wearing an Aerosmith jacket and all that kind of stuff, but I don't remember doing that one. But we gave him a hard time like we do, but not too much. He enjoyed it. He laughed it off. But yeah, Coach Allen did a good job.
How did your family handle your first power outage?
Man, you know what? We freaked out a little bit. I was like, is this going to be forever? I was like, does it ever come back on? I was trying to check on my phone, like when they had the little street lines. I'm like checking when it's going to come back on. It's like 5 hours. I ain't never been without power 5 hours. And my grandmother said, you're going to be all right. She grew up no power. And so she's like, you're going to make it. Just light some candles if you need to. But no, we're working on a generator. I'm working on that. I've learned that's pretty important. But we're working on that. But we did make it. We survived. I didn't know if my kids were going to make it, but they made it. They were all right.
Last time we got the chance to speak with you, you were very complimentary of the leadership styles of some of the guys over the defense, Cam Jordan, Tyron Matthew, all that. I know you were already familiar with them before you came in, but how has it been now getting to see them in action?
Well, I would say the thing that I've been most impressed with those guys is that they've been here. Those guys are proven. Those guys are, some of them are champions. Some of they've played at the highest level, Pro Bowls, all that kind of stuff. But they've been here, and that says a lot to me. When guys are here and different guys get ready for the season different ways. But when I walked in, like I didn't expect to see them. But I walked in and they're in there and they're working, they're grinding. You're like, it makes sense. It makes sense why when you need a play, they're the one that makes the play. When we need a pick, Tyron's the one that picks it. You need a tackle for a loss or a big play they're the ones that make the play. And it, consistently working like that, it shows, we're out here at practice. They're in the practice. They're playing. They're not just, doing nothing. And they're in the individual drills. They're coaching. They're pushing. And you can tell all they want to do is win. And so it's been impressive to watch. I've been really impressed. I've thought the world of them from afar. Obviously, but being on the same team with them and seeing them the day-to-day work, because everyone can do it every now and then. It's hard to do it for 10 years. It's hard to be consistent. It's hard to do those things. And like we talked about consistency earlier, those guys model consistency because they're here and they push their teammates. It's awesome.
Derek, I'm just curious. You said you got a lot of friends still in Vegas.
Yep.
You following the Stanley Cup playoffs. Vegas, you have friends on that team?
I do, yeah. Those guys, let me tell you something about those Vegas Knights, is they can hit the golf ball a mile. When they're on the driving range, it sounds different. And so that hand-eye coordination, I need to learn from them. But, yeah, I always root for Jack Eichel and Mark Stone and all those guys, Petrangelo. We don't have a hockey team here, right? Like, I don't want to offend anybody. But, yeah, I do. I still do root for those guys and send them a text maybe every now and then to encourage them and all that. Oh, yeah. Today felt like day one. Had a young center, hit my pinky, all those kind of things. All those things that you need to wake you up that it's football time. But, yeah, today felt like day one. It's very smooth, very simple, but I thought we executed. I think it was a good start. But as soon as you have a good start, it's all about going up now. Wherever you set that bar now, you never want to go backwards. And so hopefully we can keep pushing. There's going to be things we're going to grow from and things I'm going to learn from and mistakes made and all that. But hopefully we just learn at a faster rate and just keep climbing. Good. Thanks. Thank you. Yep.